See, most people always looking for the the direct answer to why this and why that. Well, I'm gonna tell you. And if you take it, you take it. If you don't, that's just you. But I'm gonna tell you in a simple term what everything is and the reason being. My grandfather used to say, "Let it be. Don't touch it." And he would say these things when we were out in the woods. Certain things we can touch because they can protect themselves, like blackberries and roses. And he would tell us to be careful, pay attention while we're doing it. Now, let me put a slash line by that memory and statement and go into a font of an understanding. As a seed, when the seeds fall, the fruit fall from the tree and they fall to the base of the tree. If I go and I take these seeds and I move them, I store them, I don't plant them right away. Um, Time changes and I'm still holding them. I think those seeds would start to, because they're still alive on the inside of the shell, I think they would start to feel some type of way. They would feel, what's taking it so long for me to get a chance to grow? Now, with this understanding, people are always wondering why certain things are taking place. People are always wondering why certain things are taking place. Excuse me, I have my head down. Why this, why that? And then you have to ultimately combine the negative energies in simultaneous retrospect with the positive energies because they're all the same. They're just in two different directions. The same thing that happens when you're angry is the same thing that happens when you're happy. The same endorphins are used. They're just in two different directions. What does this mean? This ultimately means we were transported away from the grounds of the tree in a retrospect and kept on the move, kept stable, and used for something other than growing. Some of us were grinded up and pulverized, made to soil. Some seeds today, hemp seeds and papaya seeds and stuff of this nature are used. They get scraped out of the fruit. Now, the papaya produces a numerate of melanated black seeds, a bunch of them. But they take them and they dry them out and they use them to clean up oil spills in the ocean when they make mistakes. When they take the oil out of the earth and try to transport it across the water and they make a mistake and the ship breaks or they spill the oil, they have to go destroy more life-giving food to clean it up. What am I saying right now? The reason why you don't really know much about spirituality or you're so intertwined in whatever situation is in your neighborhood or from where you were born or what your parents are doing or your goals or what you didn't have or what you have. All this stuff is compiled to keep you away from being in fertile ground. What is fertile ground for us? The body is the temple, so the foundation has to be fertile. What is your foundation like? Meaning, what is the grounds of your understanding? The basis of what you think you know or believe. See, this is how you're supposed to compare knowledge in different circumstances when in fact you're trying to acquire the knowledge to grow. Learning things only allows you to know more and be more cultured. So that's growth. So what are you really learning for? Particularly, you have to know that all these energies that exist and are created are carbon copies of what it should be. There is only one way of what it should be. The other ways are particulars. There are ways that can be easily misled because of the potential of what the way can possibly be. That's will. You do whatever you want. Matter of fact, I'll give you ideas to do more things about what you want. When in fact, regardless of what you want to do, you have the potential to do a lot more. And that's the sacrifice. So when you're sacrificing yourself to other things, you're walking away from your universal purpose. And then what happens is you begin to temper the ideals in the physical makeup of what you are. So therefore, you could never be again what you came from. Because now you're using the energies and the powers in you to grow into a massive, universal, spiritual, life-giving, the tree of life, because we're seeds of the tree of life. This is why you don't see the trees anymore. All the people die. They're used up. Their energy is used up in their life. And you were supposed to find ways to shed the flesh and the things that come with it, which is the ego, the ideal of death, the feelings, the emotional concepts that hold you back, all factors that deal with the fleshly understanding. You were supposed to conquer that. And then after conquering each procession that has to do with the fleshly understanding, you gain a gift. You gain a spiritual gift, which allows you to get another test within this physical realm that you do not even know you have to take until you pass the first ones. You're not going to get exposed to the other ones until you understand how to get past the first ones. And when this comes to the full understanding of you actually being self-aware of the class of you, then, only then. And that is each and every person's path in life, to study the class of them. And the only reason why I study is even a particular idea for this situation that creation is in. It's because the idea to quickly move away in a spiritual, etheric way from your universal purpose as a tree of life, a seed of life that creates seeds of life. This shit get deep. You know what I'm saying? So everybody wants to claim a title instead of claim the position. Because the true position takes you away from everything that you think you need, because everything you think you need allows you to have will. when the counteractive to everything that we are is being still. The tree has to be still in order to pull in from above and below. The torus field has to be still in the right place within you etherically. So therefore you can have that understanding of how this energy is coming in. That's imagination. That's imagination, and you going through that, understanding and staying on it until something takes place. Life doesn't have to be tricky. You just have to understand the mechanics of it and why the mechanics are. Like, you being a part of the circumstance has nothing to do with the equation. You can look at the equation and see the mechanics of it in every circumstance